Section 4, still dealing with 30, 60, 90 triangles. We're looking at number 18. Only here what the questions are asking us is they're asking us to determine the area, okay? Determine the area of the triangle. So this is similar to what we did when we had a 45, 45, 90 triangle in the sense that the formula for area is going to equal 1/2 the base times the height, right? Well, over here, A is going to be equal to my height. And then B right here will be equal to my base. So then I can correspond those points once I determine those lengths with B and A. But I have to find them first. And then this is hypotenuse C. And so to do this, now I have to use my equations that I was using before, where for 30, 60, 90, where B is equal to A times the square root of 3, and C is equal to 2A. So I need to find the length of B, and I need to find the length of A before I can calculate the total area. So this problem, what it's giving me is it gives me the length of C, which is 12 kilometers. Now I'm going to use C, and as you can tell, to find my length of B, there's no formula for it. So I have to find A. So how can I find A? Well, I can find A with this formula here. So C equals 2A. So this is the formula I'm going to use, to find out what A is. Okay. So if given here C equals 12, then I have 12 equals 2A. And as always, I got to find the variable I'm solving for, and in this case it's A. And I got to get it by itself, because I can do that by dividing out 2. Gets rid of that. But then here, 2 goes into itself once, and 12 6 times. So this leaves me with A equaling 6 meters. So now that I've solved for A, I now can use A and plug it in to find B, right? So I want to find B, where B equals A times the square root of 3. And I've already figured out that A is equal to 6. Okay, 6 meters. So I'm gonna, since it's equal to 6, I'm gonna plug 6 right into there. So I can say B equals 6 times the square root of 3. Okay, so I have, and then there's nothing really left to do with this. That's as simple as it gets, as simplified as it's going to get. So with that in mind, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to kind of rewrite it all to where I know that A, okay, A equals 6, and B equals 6 times the square root of 3. And so I'm going to plug those in accordingly. So I'm going to take A equals 1/2 B times H. Okay? Well, we said that A represents H, right? So then I'm going to put my A right here, and I'm going to put in my B, it represents the B right here, so I'm going to put it right here. So when I rewrite this now, I'm going to have A equals 1/2, right? B, which is 6 square root of 3. Okay, and this is multiplication. And then H, which is equivalent to A, which is equivalent to 6. Now remember what I've said over and over, that you can take any number and make it a fraction. All you have to do is put it over 1. And I do this again just because sometimes it makes it easier to see what to multiply by what. So I can make anything a fraction as long as I put it over 1. So when I do this, I'm going to say 6 times 6, okay, which is 36, and then square root of 3, okay, over my 1 times 1, okay, and then I'm just dropping these down right here, okay. Now I can take again, and I can say, okay, now I'm going to take another step. I'm going to say, okay, 1 times 36, so I end up again with, this is going to equal 36 and square root times the square root of 3 over 2 times 1, so that's 2. And then again, 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 36 18 times. So my area then becomes A equals 18 times the square root of 3. And then what I want to do is I want to put this into a calculator, and I want to multiply 18 times square root of 3 with the square root sign, and that's going to give me a decimal point. And it wants me to round, and this question is asking me to round it up. So I'm going to end up saying, okay, A equals 31.2 kilometers. Okay. 31.2 kilometers. And I kept putting meters up here, but my unit actually, I wrote it wrong. My unit is actually kilometer for all of these. So numerically, it doesn't change it. It's just important to make sure that your units are correct, because if I'm talking about distance and area, it does make a big difference whether I'm talking about meters or kilometers. It's a big difference between the two if I was purchasing something or traveling or whatever. So my final answer then is A equals 31.2 kilometers. And again, you're going to end up with probably some more numbers behind the decimal point, but it's wanting you to round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, so that's how you would solve number 18 on 4.4.